Hey guys, I'm Akash and welcome to Pabbly. So the topic for today's video is how to create social media marketing calendar for your real estate business. Now suppose guys you own a real estate business and to market your business on a regular basis, you share multiple social media posts on various platforms. Now guys, the manual process of sharing posts on a daily basis is very much repetitive and time consuming. So in this video, I came up with a solution by creating a social media marketing calendar. Yes guys, you can automate this whole process. All you have to do is just add the details or the data of the post into a Google Sheet, and according to that data, like the link of the post, the caption and the platform name, and on the date on which you want to share the post, on the basis of all this data, the very same post will be automatically shared to your social media platforms like Facebook and Twitter. Now guys, I am taking an example in this video of Facebook and Twitter, but other than that, you can also use this very same automation for Instagram, for like Pinterest or any kind of other social media application. Now you must be thinking how we are going to create this social media marketing calendar, which will automate our work. So to make this happen, we will be using Pabbly Connect, which is an automation and integration software. And guys, one more important thing, you don't need any kind of coding skills or programming knowledge to set up this automation. A non-technical user can also use this automation very easily. So what is the actual step-by-step guide to create this automation? To know this, you have to come with me to my screen.
So as you can see, here we are on the Pabbly Connect dashboard. Now to reach this dashboard, you just have to go to your browser and search for Pabbly, pabbly.com/connect. And after reaching on the landing page of Pabbly Connect, you just have to click on sign up free to create your free Pabbly Connect account in just 2 minutes. Or if you already have an account, just click on sign in. So after reaching this dashboard, click on create workflow and give this workflow a name. For example, I'd like to name my workflow as Google Sheets, to Facebook, to Twitter, and click on create. Now we can see that a workflow is open over here. And in this workflow, we have two different windows. First one is trigger window, second one is action window. So triggers and actions are basically those two concepts, those two principles on which this whole automation works on, where the trigger says when this happens and the action says do this. So let's begin with our trigger window. So the idea here is, first, we have to ensure that the automation or the workflow which we are creating, that workflow should run on every day. Every day we want to run this automation. And then after that, we will get the details or the data of the post which we want to share on our social media platform from Google Sheets inside Pabbly Connect. Then we will match the date of the post. That in Google Sheet, I have entered the date on which date I want to share this post on these platforms. So we will match the current date and this date. And if this date and the date which we have entered in Google Sheet and the current date matches, then only this post will be shared on my social media platform. And if this date and the current date doesn't match, then this post won't be shared on our social media platforms. So guys, here we'll get back to Pabbly Connect, and after that, after matching the dates, we will use Pabbly Connect once again to share the post on Facebook and Twitter. So first, here in trigger window in choose app, we have to select schedule. And after selecting schedule by Pabbly, it is asking us how often you want to run your workflow. So here in the drop down below, we have some options which says at regular interval, once, every day, days of the week and dates of the month. So we want to run this automation every day, so we will select every day. After that, it is asking us time, that at what time we want to execute this automation or run this workflow. So for example, I want to run this workflow every day at 12 p.m. So I'll select 12. And after that, just click on save. Now we can see that guys, this automation is scheduled for every day at 12 p.m. Indian time and 6:30 a.m. UTC time. So after scheduling it, now the next step is to get the details or the data of post which we have entered in Google Sheet inside Pabbly Connect. So we will scroll down and come to our action window. And here in choose app, we will search for Google Sheets. Google Sheets it is. After that, in action event, we will select get rows. Click on connect, select add new connection. Now here we have to connect our Google Sheets account with Pabbly Connect. For that, connect on this button which is connect with Google Sheets, and select your Google Sheets account in which your spreadsheet with your post details consist of. So this is my Google Sheets account, so just select it. Scroll down and click on continue. And we will see that our Google Sheets account is now successfully connected with Pabbly Connect. After connecting our Google Sheets account, it is asking us to select spreadsheet. And in the drop-down below, you can see all the spreadsheets which we have created in our Google Sheets account can be seen over here. And out of all these sheets, the sheet which I have created for my social media calendar for my real estate business is named as social media calendar for real estate. So I want to get the data from this sheet. So we have to select this very same sheet over here. So this is the sheet, just select it. After selecting our spreadsheet, it is asking us to select sheet. So this spreadsheet has only one sheet which is named as sheet 1. And in the drop down below select sheet, we can see only one sheet. So we will select it. And at last, it is asking us to select the range. So what is range, guys? So the range of our Google Sheet data will be from this column A2. So our first row is of the headings, and from the second row, column A2, you can see that our data starts. So we will select all the data present in our sheet, and then after selecting all the data, you can see that the range over here. Just copy this range from here, go to Pabbly Connect and paste it over here. Now after adding it, we will refer to the help text which says enter range of the sheet. Example this. You can use A2 colon D, means after the last cell, the row number should be removed to get all filled row. Please ensure you have the data in given range. So guys, to make this automation future proof, so in future after setting up this automation, we will be adding some more data, some details or the data of few more posts for sure in this Google Sheet in the rows below it. And then if we want that the automation should run and the next time it runs, it should also collect the data which we have recently added in below sheet. We just have to remove the row number from this range. From this, so our data starts from cell A2 and all the way goes to column E. But we haven't defined the row number so that we can get the data which we will add after setting up this automation as well. So this is our range, and then just click on save and send test request. But before that, we have to turn off this simple response button. Just turn it off and click on save and send test request. Now after clicking on save and send test request, in the response received, we can see that all the data collectively is received inside Pabbly Connect. So this was the complete data present in our Google Sheet on our selected range, and all of this data is now received inside Pabbly Connect. But two things, guys. First thing is this data is right now present in array format. So we have to change this data from array format to simple format. And the second thing is we have collectively received the data of the complete sheet. But we want to run this automation. We want to execute this automation in row-wise manner. So we want to get the details or the data of one specific row at a time so that we can process it one by one. So to do so, we will scroll down and click on this Add Action Step button. Now here in Choose App, we will search for Iterator. Iterator it is. After selecting Iterator, it will automatically detect the response which we have received in array format. So in choose array, it has automatically detected response result. So this was the response. Just simply click on save and send test request. Now we can see that the data which we have received in array format is now converted into simple format, and we have received a response of a one single row in this response from Iterator. So using Iterator, we will iterate this whole response which was received in array format, and we will process the data one by one row wise. So the important note present over here says the response include the first expanded data set as value, which can be mapped in further step. At the time of workflow execution, it will process all values one by one. We support iteration of maximum 500 records at a time. So using Iterator, we have received or extracted the data of one single row, and that is our first row over here while setting up this automation. Then after using the Iterator, now we have get the data from Google Sheet inside Pabbly Connect. But we want to ensure that the date which we have entered in our Google Sheet in front of these post details, we want to post or share this post on our social media platform on this specific date. So for that, we have to first insert the current date on which we will be executing this automation. So just scroll down, click on this Add Action Step button once again. And here in Choose App, select Date Time Formatter. Date Time Formatter by Pabbly. And after that, in Action Event, we have to select Current Date. Click on Connect. After clicking on connect, it is asking us for the format of the date. So the format in which we have received the date from Google Sheet is of day, month and year. So we have to select this very same format over here as well. So this is the format day, month and year. After that, it is also asking us include time in response. So we don't want to include time in response. So we have selected false over here. Just click on save and send test request. So in response, we have received the current date. So here we have received the today's date on which the workflow will be executed. So every date, the current date will be changing and we will receive that date in the response over here in this current date action event by date time formatter. So we have also inserted our current date in this workflow. Now we have to basically match this date present in Google Sheet which we have received from Google Sheet and the current date. So for that, just click on this add action step button. And once again, we will search for datetime formatter. So datetime formatter by Pabbly has a feature which is named as date duration calculator. So this is the feature, and this date duration calculator basically calculates the duration between two dates. So just click on connect. After that, it is asking us from format that in what format we are entering dates. So we are entering dates in day, month and year format. So DD, MM, YY. So this was the format. We will select this format. Then it is asking us date 1. So we have received the date 1 from Google Sheet, and after Iterator, we have extracted that date of one single row. So basically in date 1, we have to map this very same value, very same response. So we will scroll down over here, click on this field and we have to map. And the process of mapping is very simple. Simply click here. In the drop down below, you can see all the responses which we have received in above steps. And from the responses from Iterator, we have to select date. And the response for date is map. Now in date 2, we have to map the response which we have received from date time formatter of current date. So this is the current date. We have to map the response for this current date over here. Just click here. From the drop down below, from the date time formatter response current date, map the current date. So now, right now, we can notice that these two dates are the same. Basically, these are the same dates. So the duration between these two dates should be 0. So just click on save and send test request. And we will notice that in response, we can see that the difference of duration between these two dates in years is also 0, in months is also 0, and in days as well is also 0. We haven't included time in this date, so the response for hours, minutes, seconds, and milliseconds doesn't matter over here. So here guys, using the date duration calculator, we have successfully compared two dates, and in response, we found that these two dates are basically the same. Now we have to enter a condition in this workflow to ensure that if these two dates, the date coming from Google Sheet and the current date matches, if those two dates are basically the same, then only this workflow should execute further, and then only the post should be shared on our social media platform. And if not, then the post shouldn't be shared and workflow should be terminated over here. So to do so, to add such kind of condition, we will scroll down and click on this add action step button. And here in choose app, we will search for filter. Select filter. And after selecting filter, it is asking us to select label. And in the drop down below, we can see all the responses from above step. And out of which, the last response from the date time formatter date duration calculator, we will first select result years, and it should be equals to 0. Then just click on this add and condition. Just click on it. Then just click on this drop down in select label, and from the very same response of date duration calculator, this time select result month, and it should also be equals to 0. And once again click on this plus icon of add and condition, and here once again from date duration calculator response, select result days, and this response should also be equals to 0. So the difference between two dates should be 0 in years, 0 in months, and 0 in days as well. Then only this workflow should continue further. So after adding this condition in the filter, just click on save and send test request. And it will show us a response that the condition is true, because basically these two dates are basically the same. So we have also ensured that the post will be scheduled on particular date which we have entered. Then after that, we just have to scroll down and click on this add action step. Now we have to basically share this post on a social media platform. So our first platform for today is Facebook. So let's search for Facebook pages. We want to share this post on Facebook page, so select it. After that, in action event, we have to select create page photo. So we are sharing a post with image, so we will select action event as create page photo. Click on connect, select add new connection, and click on connect with Facebook pages. Now guys, because I have already logged into my Facebook page account in my browser, that's why Pabbly Connected detected with the very same account and made the connection with it. After making the connection, in here in pages section, you can see in the drop down below a list of all the pages which I have created in my Facebook account. So these are basically all the pages which I have already created in my Facebook account. Here you can see in the pages section. And out of all these pages, the on page on which we want to share this Facebook post is named as Satya Real Estate. So we have to select this very same page over here. So I'll select the page Satya Real Estate on which we want to share the post using this automation. Then the page access token is detected automatically. We don't have to make any changes over here. Then after that, it is asking us photo URL. So basically here we have to enter the image URL which we want to share with our Facebook post. After that, it is asking us photo URL. So basically we have to enter the URL or the link of the image which we want to share on our Facebook page. So we have entered the image URL in our Google Sheet and we have received the Google Sheet response inside Pabbly Connect. And using Iterator, we have also extracted that data in row-wise format. So to map the photo URL over here, we just have to simply click here and from the drop down below from the responses after using Iterator, so out of all these responses, we have to select the response for Facebook post image with the same column which we have entered in our Google Sheet to add the Facebook post image URL. So just select it. And after mapping the image URL, it is asking us description. So we have created a separate column for the description or the caption of our Facebook post. And we have also received this very same data inside Pabbly Connect. So we will use the same process of mapping over here. We will click here and from the responses after using Iterator, we will map the Facebook post caption over here and click on save and send test request. Now after clicking on save and send test request, we have received a response over here. And this response seems to be a positive response to us. This response shows that the details or the data which we have mapped over here is now shared as a Facebook post on our Facebook page. So let's go to the Facebook page and check. We'll come to a Facebook page, refresh this page once. And yes guys, we can see that just now we have shared a post which says, hey guys, new post on my Facebook page for new property. And this is the very same caption which we have entered here in our Google Sheet. And we have also shared a image with this very same post, the same image whose URL we have entered in our Google Sheet over here. So guys, the step 4 of setting up this automation is also completed. We have successfully shared the post from our Google Sheet inside our Facebook page. After that, let's move to our last step where we will share the post from Google Sheet inside Twitter as well in this very same automation. For that, for one last time, we will scroll down and click on this add action step button. And here in choose app, this time we will search for Twitter. Twitter it is. And here in action event, we will select create tweet with media because we are sharing an image on Twitter as well. So we will select create tweet with media. Click on connect, select add new connection. And here we have to connect our Twitter account now. Click on connect with Twitter. So I have also logged into my Twitter account. So Pabbly Connect detected the very same account and it is asking us to authorize. So I will just click on authorize app. And yes guys, we can see that the connection of Pabbly Connect with Twitter is also completed. After that, it is asking us message that what is the message or the tweet which we want to share. So we have also entered the details or the data of message or the tweet content of the tweet or the caption over here in Google Sheet. And we have received this very same response in Pabbly Connect. So we will once again follow the same process of mapping. We will click on this field. From the responses from Iterator, we will map the Twitter post caption, the response for Twitter post caption over here. Then it is asking us media file URL, that the image which we are sharing, what is the URL for that. Just click here. From the responses from Iterator, map the Twitter post image response, the image URL. And after that guys, it is asking us media category. So it is an image. We are sharing an image. So I'll let it be on image. And click on save and send test request. And after clicking on save and send test request, we have also received a response over here, and this response seems to be a positive response to us. This response shows that the details or this very same data which we have mapped over here is now successfully shared on our Twitter profile as a new tweet with this image. So let's check our Twitter profile. So this is my Twitter account. Let's refresh it. And yes guys, we can see that just now 25 seconds ago, we have shared a new tweet from our Twitter account which says, hey guys, new property in South Bombay. Same caption which we have entered in our Google Sheet, and the same image URL which we have entered in our Google Sheet is also shared with this tweet. So guys, we saw that the automation which we have created in this video is working perfectly fine. Using Google Sheet and Pabbly Connect, we have created a social media calendar which will schedule posts for our social media platform, multiple social media platform at once. And after using this social media calendar, you just don't have to manually keep on posting on your multiple social media platforms the very same post. You just have to add the details or the data or the content for the post over here, like the caption, the image URL, and the date on which you want to share the post. And using this automation, the post will be automatically shared on this very same date or your multiple social media platform at once. So after that, let's just understand in brief that what are the steps we followed while setting up this automation. So at first in trigger window, we have selected schedule and told this workflow that we want to execute or run this workflow every day. Then in our first action step, in next step, we have selected Google Sheet and received the data or collected the data of the post from Google Sheet inside Pabbly Connect. But the data which we received was in array format. So using Iterator, we have converted that data in simple format and extracted the data of one row from it so that we can process that data in row-wise manner. After that, we have also added the date on which we want to share the post in Google Sheet. So using datetime formatter, first we introduce the current date in our workflow, and in next step, using date duration calculator, we have matched the current date with the date which we have entered in Google Sheet. And using filter, we have added a condition to ensure that the post which we have added in front of that date, only that post should be posted on this date, not any other post over here. And after that, after using the filter, after ensuring this, we have sent all of this data which we have received from Google Sheet to Facebook page, Twitter, or any other social media platform you can add according to your choice to that, so that we can share posts on these social media platforms automatically. So not just these applications guys, you can connect plenty of other applications using Pabbly Connect. And guys, one more important thing, you will find the clone link of this very same workflow in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can clone this very same workflow into your own Pabbly Connect account and use this workflow for free.
If you need any kind of help or have any queries, you can ask them on forum.pabbly.com, and you can check Pabbly Connect's pricing at this link. So if this video was helpful to you, you can like this video, don't forget to share it with others, and to keep getting such content on automation and integration, you can subscribe to Pabbly. Thank you, have a nice day.